Welcome to Titan TV. I'm Joseph.
And I'm Elias.
And this is Titan TV for Thursday, February 11, 2016. Seniors, the last chance for you to order your shirts, your senior shirts, that is, this weekend. T-shirts are $15 and hoodies are $30. Buy them in the controller's office and show some spirit.
CSF membership drive is now underway. Pick up your application in room K5.
And also, Rush Week is next week, so if your club wants to have a table during lunch, you got to talk to ASB in room A208.
Beast is taking Valentine's photos during the lunch outside of College and Career Center. Valentine's photos will be delivered on Friday.
And right now, here's Luis with the weather.
Hey guys, next week is going to be slightly cold. It's not going to be too cold, but it's starting to get a little warmer, so we're getting closer to the spring. It's going to be around 71 tomorrow. Yes, and Saturday and Sunday is going to be a quick jump to 72. And yeah, we'll be back after this.
And it's time for sports stuff. The Titans boys basketball team have a big game tonight here at Titan Gym against Kennedy. Come out and support our boys as they try to solidify second place in the Metro Conference.
And the yearbook tradition of baby pictures continues. Seniors bring the cutest little photos of you as a baby to Mr. McClenley in room J4 or after school in the yearbook office in F10. You can also order your yearbooks, just $52 available in the controller's office.
Mr. Peterson, the Burbank principal, sat down with Titan TV last week. Let's watch that interview.
It was the first week of October 1994, and I received a phone call from the district that they needed a substitute here at Luther Burbank High School. So I took the call, and I came in, and it was a Spanish class and an art class, and it was so it was Spanish for 3 periods, art for 2. It was a very crazy first semester. It was my toughest semester ever of teaching. And the next semester they brought me on as an English teacher, and then after that I was a Spanish teacher. I taught here for 10 years. In 2004, they brought me on as vice principal, and then at the beginning of this year I took over as interim principal. So this is my 22nd year as a staff member at Luther Burbank High School. I've been a teacher, a vice principal, and now interim principal. Football team. Interesting question. When I was in high school, when I was a little kid, I was a huge Raider fan. I love the Oakland Raiders. I remember one evening we're watching Monday Night Football, and it's the beginning of a Raider game, and the stands are empty in Oakland Coliseum. And I said, Dad, why isn't there anybody in the stands? And he said, oh, they're all out in the parking lot protesting. I said, why are they protesting? He said, because Al Davis is moving the team to Los Angeles. And I remember I was just crushed. I said, Al Davis is moving the team to, he can't do that. They're the Oakland Raiders. And I'll never forget that moment. I was so angry, and I stopped being a Raider fan. And so I turned over and became a 49er fan in the 80s. And so that's how I became, and I promised myself that when Al Davis died, I would go back to being a Raider fan. And then he died, and I just didn't go back to it. But I have an unusual family in that usually you can be, if you're a Bay Area sports fan, you can root for the Giants and you can root for the A's. But it's not that way with football. You're a 49er fan or you're a Raider fan, except in my family. I grew up in an unusual Bay Area family where if the 49ers are playing, my parents root and family root for the 49ers. If the Raiders are playing, they root for the Raiders. if the 49ers and the Raiders play each other, whoever's the underdog, that's the team they root for. So I come from an unusual family. So I used to, in the late 80s and 90s, I rooted against the Raiders. I don't root against them anymore, but I do. If I have to choose, I go with the 49ers. I think teachers have so much to focus on as it is, with lesson plans and dealing with the behaviors and trials and tribulations that occur in a classroom as it is. I think that is, if I were in the classroom, I wouldn't want an extra thing to deal with having a safe there. We have an SRO force, a school resource officer force. They're all Sacramento City Unified they're all Sacramento police officers. They're very highly trained, and they know how to deal in cases of a school shooting. If something goes down, I don't want to have to rely on opening up a safe behind me and pulling out a weapon. I'd rather have the people who deal with this and are trained to deal with it, dealing with it. So if I have flames all around me, I'm going to keep moving. I'm not going to be ducking and covering if there are flames around me and I see an exit. But if I can see that, if I know a fire is starting and the building's shaking, I'm going to hold for a moment. I would encourage somebody to hold for a moment to make sure nothing falls. And as soon as the shaking stops, I'm making sure we all get out of there.
Cockroach situation here at the Burbank?
I haven't seen any cockroaches lately. Once in a while we'll get some, and the district and Mr. Pablo Martin, who is our plant manager, does a great job. He calls in very quickly, and there is a specialist who comes out and he takes care of them. He does whatever it is he does. That's why once in a while you'll come in on a Monday and there'll be cockroach carcasses, I guess you can say, lying around. And when we do get a call, I can say this year I've gotten 2 calls on cockroaches, and when I've gone out there, they have been walking very slowly, and what it is they've been poisoned and they're dying, and then they come out and they clean up. The food in the cafeteria, it's sealed in refrigerators and sealed containers, so no, roaches cannot get in there. And that's why it's important that we have Mr. Martin. He makes sure that the custodians every night dump all food items out of the garbage. Even if we're short-handed, there might be an area that can't be swept. The number one priority is always get all food items out of the building so that they don't attract don't attract cockroaches. I'm 45 years old. People retire around 65, so I've got lots of time. I don't know where I'll end up, but I can see myself easily being here for at least 10 more years. So it's been my home since I was 24 years old. I'm in no hurry to go here. I'll make this guarantee to you, I will be here longer than you are. In a hot air balloon that would never come down, and the reason is full spectrum natural light that you get from the sun and the air that's out in the atmosphere is good for one's spirit and one's mood. And I think that if I were in a submarine for a long time, it would start to really get to me, the artificial light, the filtered recycled air, and also the fact I'm 6'5", I wouldn't fit very well on a submarine. But then again, how big is the submarine versus how big is the balloon is a big thing too. Yeah, if it's a small balloon and a submarine that is 50 yards long or longer, I'll go with the submarine. So can I change my answer?
Sure.
If it's a luxury submarine, I'll go with the submarine.
All right. Last and final question. That is the most important of them all. Heads or tails?
Tails. I passed.
Seniors, let Ms. Ross in the College and Career Center know when you have completed your FAFSA application. If you haven't, all you got to do is sign up for the last FAFSA workshop coming up real soon.
Before anything, this message is to Derek, lost the game.
Derek, you lost the game.
That's Titan TV for Thursday, February 11, 2016. I'm Elias.
I'm Luis.
Thank God I'm not Derek.
Have a terrific day.